We all go through those stretches where it feels like we're in a funk, unmotivated, heavy, and just not ourselves. But the important thing is to not stay stuck there. I want to share 3 ways that I've shifted out of that space and back into my alignment. These practices are simple, but they made a huge difference in my life, and I think they can do the same for you. If this hit home for you, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone that you love, and of course, subscribe so we can keep this conversation going. I'm Allie Welsh, your host, your unfiltered bestie, and your guide to building the business and life that you actually love. So grab your coffee, your wine, or whatever helps you deal with your ish, and let's do this. Welcome to Healy-ish. What I want to talk about today is something that I feel like I've struggled with for a very, very long time. I have caught myself multiple times in a funk, and I don't know if this is you or if it's something that you are going through or have been through or know someone that's going through it. Whether you're a mom, you're in business, you have a job, whatever it is in your day-to-day life, I feel like we all just go through ish and we all are in funks. And it sucks because sometimes we're in momentum and we have a lot of momentum and we're gaining momentum and everything is great. And then it's like, okay, now what? Or maybe you don't have that creative side and you like go through a creative funk and you're like, I don't know what to do. And so the 3 things that I swear by that have literally transformed my life are, number 1 is disconnecting to reconnect. And what that means is, for me, when I disconnect from something, like I think of myself as an outlet and imagine that I'm a plug and people are constantly plugging into me as a mom, as a wife, as a business person, as somebody in my, a pillar of our community, in the church, in like whatever that is. Like I feel like I'm constantly being pulled and plugged, and sometimes I just need solitude. I just need to go disconnect to reconnect. And what I do is that's when I get heavily involved in the word. I mean, by the word is in the Bible. Like I get into the word and I swear it's like, it literally answers all my problems. And I do it in solitude. I do it by myself. Another way that I disconnect is through worshiping, whether that's worship music or just playing my favorite funky music sometimes. I like country music, so I'm a country music girl. I like to play that and I just like to sing my heart out and jam out. Also too, which is like kind of controversial, is I like to take a nap. Like sometimes I just need to take a nap, regroup, rethink, rest, turn my phone off, like literally lock myself in a room and just take a good 30-minute. I feel like if I take anything more than 30 minutes though, I am tired all day. And I don't think there's anything bad. Like you shouldn't feel bad for slowing down to speed up in a way. Okay, so the second thing that I do is I need to be moving my body. So when I feel like I'm in a funk, I'm, just down in the dumps, I'm kind of like borderline depressed. When I move my body, and I go work out, I go for a walk, I go see my personal trainer, I go and I get in the gym and I go and I do something that challenges my body, I swear, immediately after I'm done doing it, I feel 10 times better. And there's actually science behind that. Like when you work out, when you move your body, when you're sweating, when you're doing all that, you actually release endorphins and you just feel way better. Another thing that also helps me too is just stretching too. When it comes to moving my body, I'll play some good music, I'll get in some stretching, and I'll just completely stop thinking about whatever it is that's putting me down, putting me in a bad mood, because I'm focused on the next thing. I also love pickleball, and I feel like it's a recent hobby that I have done that has completely gotten me out of my funks. I'll just go on the court, I'll hash it out, and I'll kick some butt on the courts. And I'm like, you know what? People are sleeping on pickleball, number 1. Number 2, I will say I did speak to a girl today, and she said that she broke her foot or broke her leg or something playing pickleball, and it was only 5 minutes on the court. So I hear that it is one of the most high injury sports, which I didn't think so. But anyways, I'm taking the risk. I'm getting on the courts. I'm moving my body. I'm sweating. I'm doing the things. I also love a good swim action. I'm going to get in the pool. I'm going to get in the water. Something about getting connected in movement with the earth just completely gets me out of my funks. I don't know why. This is even weirder. For those of you who don't know, I like to do some groundwork. I'll take off my shoes. I'll get on the grass. I'll do some walks back and forth in the grass, but it's something about like your skin, you're touching the earth. I don't know. I'm not a hippie, but I just feel better every time I do it. Okay? Number 3, y'all, is get around good people. People that pour into you. When I'm in a funk, the last thing I want to be is around a bunch of negative Nancys. And if your name is Nancy, I'm sorry that lingo got connected to your name. But I don't want to be around a bunch of negative people or people that are feeding into my problem, or people that are huffling and puffling and woe is me and complaining about everything. Like, I need people to uplift me and get me back in my state. I don't want to be around my haters. I don't want to be around anyone that's jealous, because that's just going to dampen my spirit. And my spirit needs to be lifted, not diminished. Okay? Let me tell you this story. One time I was down. Like, I was about one chin hair away from having a mental breakdown. And I knew that moment I needed to call Lifeline. I have about 5 friends I can count on. And this is another segment that I'm going to do about people that you should keep in your circle. But I remember I had just found out that my husband, him and I had a business together. I just found out that he was going to have to start from scratch. And watching him just so defeated, so bummed out, just so devastated. For those of you that don't know, my husband, he is, he's got a lot on his plate, okay? He runs a large business. He does social media. He's the pillar of the household. This poor guy. No, he's not a poor guy. We love him. I saw him get so defeated because he was so obsessed with this business, and it was like his sport. It's literally what made him so happy. And I saw him get defeated. It made me feel so bad because I feel like I'm an empath or something, and I feel other people's pain. I saw that transition, the stress, just having to carry all that. And I remember being so sad that I bawled my eyes out for 3 days straight. Now, here's the thing. I didn't bawl my eyes out in front of him, but behind the scenes, I was crying, and I was like, I need to get out of this funk. So I called one of my mentors. Her name is Sandra. She's the most amazing woman ever. She's changed my life in so many ways. And I call her, and I'm just like venting to her about all this stuff that I'm feeling. And all that she did, it was a 20-minute phone call, but it was just talking me off of a ledge. And sometimes, like, we need to be talked off a ledge. The difference is that I could have vented to her, and she could have fed into my sorrow and my stress and my pain and my wherever I was at. But instead, she pulled me out of that rut and out of that funk by speaking life into me and say, don't worry, this is where we're going. And I believe in you, and you're going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. Like, she guided me. And I know those things internally. Like, I know in the back of my mind, I'm going to be okay. I know that. But sometimes when you're emotional, it clouds your judgment. And it gets you in a bad state. It gets you in a weird and awkward feeling. And so having that completely transformed pivotal moment where I could have just felt sorry for myself and made that a habit, or I reach out to a friend that has my back, that pulls me out of a crappy situation. Another thing to kind of add on to that, right? I seeked my friend that I know has great value, and she pulled me out of that by pouring into me. My best analogy to kind of wrap that situation that I had up is that it's like wearing an outfit. Like, I put an outfit together and I think it looks good. But sometimes I just need a second or third opinion to be like, no, this doesn't look good. Or, yeah, girl, own it, wear it. Ultimately, your funk should not be something that lasts long. Because here's my philosophy on it. If it's not going to matter 5 years from now, I shouldn't really be spending more than 5 minutes dealing with the situation. I know that when I'm in a funk, I don't want to come into agreement with this funk. So that's why I do different things to distract me, to get me out of these different scenarios, whether, like I said, that's motherhood, business, awkwardness, confrontation. I do things to pull me out of that. I've recently learned that we actually have 3 brains. I thought I only had 1, but I recently learned that I have 3. One brain is in your mind. One brain is in your heart, and the third brain is in your gut. And when all three aren't aligned, then you don't operate in the best way. So when I disconnect to reconnect, I'm doing that for my mind, for my heart, for my gut feeling. When I'm working out, I do it for my mind, my heart, my gut. And when I reach out for help and I ask for community to come pour into me, that's for my mind, my heart, and my gut. And so, have you ever heard that saying that says, I have a weird gut feeling about this, or listen to your heart, or I don't think that's right? Those are three things in your body that's signaling you, that's telling you that something is wrong and that you got to get out of this situation in this state of mind. And so moving forward, when you notice, how do I identify my funk? How do I get out of my funk? Just kind of reevaluate and see, are my mind, my heart, and my gut all in alignment? And then you'll know. If it's at ease and it is, then that's a yes. And if it's not, then reevaluate and figure out, maybe try those 3 steps that I talked about and see if that works for you. Now, what's also, I think, not talked about is that you can look at your funk as your setback, or you can look at your funk as a reason on why you need to take a step back to move forward. And I've learned so many things from my funks. I've learned how to slow down. I've learned how to ask for help. I've learned how to move my body. And it's taught me so many lessons every single time I'm in that funk. And I don't know, I'm not saying this is a guarantee to get out of one, but I do know it literally does help, and it did transform my life. We're not meant to stick around and stay in funks. Like, that's not what our God-given purpose is. We're meant to learn from our mistakes, learn from our situations, get better, grow. What you should be striving for is to figure out how to connect all 3. Do not operate if your mind is off. Do not operate if your heart feels off. Like, I wouldn't want to do something if I felt in my heart it wasn't the right thing to do. I also wouldn't want to do something if in my gut I felt like it wasn't the right thing to do. So if all those 3 things are off, don't execute. Go try those 3 simple steps that I just talked about. Once your mind is in alignment, your heart's in alignment, and your gut's in alignment, once all those feelings are 100%, like you feel good about it in every way, watch how powerful your life's going to be. Watch how amazing your connections are going to be. Watch how amazing you'll be able to transform your business, your execution, your job, your parenting, your marriage. When all those 3 things are in alignment, you will treat people better. You will make better decisions, better choices. It's such a powerful thing, and I swear by it. All right, friends, that's it for today. If you felt called out in a good way, I love that for you. If something at home, let it sit, rewind it, journal it, or if I hit ya, I didn't mean to miss ya. Either way, if this helped you grow, laugh, or feel a little bit more human, go ahead and like the video, drop a comment, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're feeling a little more healed-ish today, share this with someone that needs it. I'll see you in the next one.